Why is the United States the most powerful country in the world? Let's be real. People love to argue about this. Some say it's freedom, democracy, innovation. Others say it's oil wars, Wall Street, and a whole lot of aircraft carriers. The truth, it's both. America is like that kid in school who didn't just ace the test, he bought the test, sold copies, and then convinced everyone else to grade on a curve. Today, we're unpacking the real reasons the US is the heavyweight champ of the world. Spoiler, some of them are obvious, but some of them are so baked into history and geography that no other country can realistically copy them. And no, it's not just because America is special. It's because America rigged the game, in plain sight. Chapter 1. Geography, America's hidden superweapon. Most people underestimate geography, but it's America's biggest flex. Two massive oceans guard it from invasion. Think about it. While Europe was constantly dealing with wars at its borders, the US had a giant water moat on both sides. Nobody's rolling tanks through the Atlantic. Then there's the Mississippi River system, basically the world's best internal highway network. You can move goods cheaply across thousands of miles. Add fertile land, insane natural resources, and boom, you get an economy that prints wealth without begging neighbors for oil or minerals. Other countries, they're stuck with mountains, deserts, hostile neighbors. The US, it got God mode geography. That alone explains why it could afford to grow without constantly being destroyed by wars at home. Chapter 2. The military, more than just big guns. Alright, here's the stereotype. America is powerful because it has a massive military. True, but let's be precise. The US military budget is larger than the next 10 countries combined. But the real kicker isn't just size, it's projection. The US has military bases in over 70 countries. Aircraft carriers roaming every ocean like they're Uber drivers of war. That's the difference. China might have weapons, Russia might have nukes, but America can show up anywhere, anytime. And here's the part nobody likes to admit. Military power isn't just about wars. It's about insurance. Countries trade in US dollars because they know if anything goes down, the US Navy is patrolling the sea lanes. That's why the dollar is global money. Guns, meat, butter. Chapter 3. The dollar, America's financial cheat code. Speaking of dollars, this is the real superweapon. The US prints the world's currency. Literally. Around 60% of global trade is in dollars, oil, dollars, international loans, dollars. Countries that hate the US, still using dollars. This gives the US a power nobody else has, the ability to borrow endlessly. Other nations have to worry about debt in foreign currencies. The US, it just borrows in dollars, which it can print. That's like playing Monopoly while being the banker. Everyone else is just praying for good dice rolls. Chapter 4. Culture, Hollywood, McDonald's, and the American Dream. Now, let's talk about power that doesn't come with missiles. Soft power. Hollywood sells America's story to billions. McDonald's and Coca-Cola make kids in every country crave the taste of America. And let's not forget tech giants, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix. Here's the thing. When people consume your culture, they internalize your influence. The American Dream may not always match reality, but it's the most successful marketing campaign in history. Even people who criticize the US, they're probably doing it on an iPhone. Chapter 5. Timing, how the US entered the game late but finished first. Here's the twist. The US wasn't always powerful. For most of the 1800s, it was just a growing nation. But then it pulled off the greatest timing trick ever. It stayed out of Europe's two biggest wars until the very end, and then showed up to clean up and collect the winnings. World War I. Late arrival, big influence. World War II. Same play. Europe destroyed, Asia wrecked, and America walks away with its factories intact. That's like joining a fight after everyone else is exhausted and then being declared the winner. Smart or ruthless, depending on your perspective. Chapter 6. The myth versus the reality. Now here's where we flip the script. The myth is that America is powerful because it's morally superior or because of freedom. The reality. Freedom didn't build 11 aircraft carriers. Geography, economics, wars, and timing did. But here's the kicker. People believe in that myth, and that belief itself becomes a source of power. Nations envy, fear, or aspire to America not just because of weapons and dollars, but because of the story it tells about itself. That story is half illusion, half reality, and 100% effective. Why nobody can catch up. So, why is the US the most powerful country? Because it stacked the deck. Oceans for defense, resources for wealth, a military that can go global, a dollar that never runs out of ink, and culture that sneaks into your brain whether you want it or not. Can anyone catch up? Maybe China thinks it can. Maybe Europe dreams about it. But the truth is, America didn't just climb the ladder. It pulled the ladder up behind it. And that's why, love it or hate it, the US remains the heavyweight champ of the world. So, what do you think? Is American power genius setup or a dangerous monopoly? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and keep unpacking America with us.